All right, here we go this time. It's me, Dashboard Devil. Welcome in, intrepid travelers. We are, well, for one, starting the correct, the correct game, and we're starting the correct YouTube uh, stream. That was interesting. Accidentally hit the wrong button and started a whole new stream instead of the one that I scheduled. So, yay? Got it worked out? Okay. Thanks for sticking with me there, Krusty and Zesty. I appreciate you. And welcome in everyone else taking a look. So, we are going to start off checking out my first and second warp cores. Just need to jog on through the Arboretum real quick. And we come to, let me get me out of the way. There we go. Here is first warp core. This was a lot of resizing glitch. This was before I started using mods. So there was a lot of hand placement and a lot of resize glitch. And man, was this a nightmare to get going. Oh, Krusty, you watched both. No, Zesty, it was not Streamlabs. That was user error on my part. I mean, you know, it can be said that Streamlabs is very particular about clicking on the little box where the stream that you scheduled is located. And if you're just like one pixel outside of that when you go to start the stream, it just starts a random new stream based on whatever you streamed last, and which is really weird. But hey, that was me. I clicked the wrong area and started a whole other ridiculous stream, which I need to go and delete later. Streamlabs knows there's nothing there. Caca fuego indeed. Yes, they do. Yes, they fear my awesomeness. Okay, I'll just, yeah, I'll agree. It's Streamlabs, straight up. Straight no chaser. Broken right out of the box should be their it really should be. I mean, in all honesty, there are so many things that are wrong with it that just are quirky as fuck. But yeah, so here we are. So the colors are going to be a little different than what you would normally see. I've been tweaking my settings, and so the colors have shifted a little bit. It's a little more. The colors are deeper and more robust, a little more. I don't know, flashy. So I'm gonna play with these settings and see where we go. It looks pretty cool so far. I dig this, the way the purple looks here, that sort of violet color of the decking above. So, whoa, okay, let's get this back into wraps. So, as you can see here, this, the big globe, the planetary globe, that was just, that already has a sizing feature, so I didn't have to do a sizing glitch on it. All I needed to do was slide it into that area, which was an interesting feat to get it into the interior of the of the holographic chart projector. And then you can see the aquatic crystal that was maxed out in size as well. And then artfully sized so it fits inside of the grid pattern. And you can just see where the edges stick out beyond the grid pattern right there. Hold on just 1 second. My cat is acting up. Okay. He's being weird. Okay. So, yeah. Again, those were the aquatic crystals were hand placed. I put the top objects in first, and then put the bottom objects in. It was easier to hand place those that way. And then we've got the holographic chart projector. Those were resized using the sizing glitch. So without a mod, you know, you can only use the resizing glitch so far before you have to use other means in order to get it larger or smaller. I just used the standard resizing glitch in order to get the chart projector rooms pretty small. Imagine a cat acting up, right? Who would have thought that was a thing? And then a lot of this was just hand placement. The most difficult part was stacking up those projector rooms, because you know you can only have 3 in a local area. So it was very difficult to get, what is that, 6 of them? I believe that's 6 of them. And to get them perfectly straight, and then to line up the lab lamp perfectly like that, that was really hard to do. When I was doing the central tower of the chart rooms, there was some kind of glitch with the freighter update that was making the wire point, this little wire point, slightly twisted. So I could get a couple of them looking pretty straight, but then from 3 on, they would just slightly go askew and just tilt slightly off. I had to table the whole project until they fixed it in an update. But that took a few weeks before they finally got it. But I was so glad that they did, so I could finally complete this. Alright. And then it just became a matter of dressing it up with other objects. It seems somewhere along the line we have lost a floor mat. So I'm going to copy that real quick. Put it in over here. Remember how it did this. Why does that look like a different size? Okay. That is not a different size. It just looks like a different size. Now that one looks like a different size, but it's not, once again. Okay. How's that going up there? Okay. Twist that around. Tuck that in. Wait. Oh no, that goes out. Along that line right there. Okay, that's how I lined it up. That makes it a little easier. Thank you, past me, for figuring that out, right? Okay, yeah. So there we are for that. Then you can see I put a bunch of blue lights in there to give that extra depth to that upper area. And instead of just using more of the decking like that, in the center I put a room, and that serves a couple of purposes. One, it makes this little rafter area, again, to give it that depth, adding the lights to give it a glow. And then the other thing is that we've got inside here a giant sized up, what do you call it, light fissure. And you can see the beams, those little whitish looking lines going up. Now, unfortunately, with recent updates, they took away the blue glow that was there, which is very disappointing. And I hope they do fix that. And that reminds me, I need to really get on to doing some more Zendesk reports, because it almost looks like they stopped giving a fuck. And aren't intending on fixing all of the other things that are still screwed up. So I need to remember to do that. And let's see if there's anything else. I think that's it. So where am I at? Okay. Gonna go out the back door here. Glitch some of almost all of my exocraft up here. It's a nice little view. Oh, okay, that's gonna make a cool picture, so I need to take a moment and take a pic of this. Alright, let's see. Get the sun over there a little bit. Okay, maybe over there a little bit. Maybe behind the anomaly a little bit. That's the ticket right there. And we'll drop the field of view way down. Sometimes I'll see an image from a distance and I'll go, yeah, that'll look really cool. But then when I actually go to take it, it's just not quite right. Like this that we're looking at right now. So I'm going to try something a little bit. Play with a couple of different ideas. Okay. Alright, that's actually kind of cool. That might turn out all right. Okay, I kind of like that. That's better. Okay, onward. So this was another little spot that I built in order to shoot some video on how to do this. So there's this one in here, And I have it in here, but I haven't brought myself to delete it because it's just not really necessary anymore. It was going to be a research and development for different kinds of Warpcore ideas, but I just decided to kind of leave it as it was. And yeah. So, okay, what I need to do now is hit the save. Zip around here. Oh, wait, no, I gotta go. No, dead end. Wrong way. I go down. There we go. Save again. And we'll go on to our next stop. And that is Warpcore version 2. And this one I'm at kind of an impasse on. I like a lot of aspects of it. I've said this before, and I dislike several aspects as well. And I kind of want to strip it all out and start again. But I can't do that on this save file right now because it's it has too many base parts already on it. So I have to wait. Oh, hey, I know where we're at. Oh, there we go. We got us a bone worm. Perfect timing. I like how they circle back around these days instead of just seeing them way off in the distance and they just keep going away. So let's kind of play around with that. There's some interesting artifacts up there in the sky. That's the vignette, and it's also the settings that I've got this on. I might need to go back and change some of my settings back out. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright, that's too much. That's not going to do well. Alright, but this will still make a pretty cool picture. I think I can get away with it. Do that with the line of that planet in the distance to just kind of cut through the ribs. That's got some interesting vibes to it. Sunset for the win. Do one more version. Okay. Alright, got that. Check that out. Look at it. It's a magnificent beast. And that is just straight circling around. Oh, okay, no, there it goes. freaking awesome. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to, let's see, displaying graphics. HDR off. Uh-oh. Okay, everything went black for a second there. Let's see if that changed. Yep, that's what did it. That sucks. The HDR had some amazing looking colors, but it was totally screwing with everything in the sky pretty much. Very unfortunate. Oh, hey, Flowery Squirrel. Hey, what's happening? How's it going, Gunboat Willie, Cocoa Belly Bob, Action Pants Gaming? Welcome in, everyone. I'm just blathering about. I appreciate you dropping all by. That's awesome. Frank Coldwell. Thank you. So yeah, here we are. We're on our way to go check out my version 2 Warpcore. We were just at version 1 a moment ago. And let's, here we go. This is my pirate, Sentinel pirate. And that's called the Flameborn Identity. And thank you so much for that raid there, Flowery Squirrel. Appreciate it greatly. Okay, so here we are in the pirate freighter. Got our... Oh, it's not even reflecting the pirate freighter's bridge. I can't believe this is still a thing where it keeps flipping back and forth. But anyway, here's the entrance. And then here's the hallway straight back to the warp core. This one is decidedly different than my version 1. Hey, Super Soft Drink, welcome in. So you can see I've gotten this, I took this approach of sort of a super dense star and sort of harnessing what's left, like of a chunk of it. And so I'm harnessing the energy of that for this warp core. And there are tons of things on the inside making all the fire and smoke that you see coming out. And I'll go into build mode so you can see some of that stuff. So we've got the construct digits throwing off the sparks and some smoke. And then we've got the automated feeder. That's not really doing anything. That's just holding it there. But then you can see the fire barrel. There's a bunch of fire barrels in here. Several of the hands you can see. There's another fire barrel. And then another thing in here that you can't really see. Oh wait, there it is. You can just make out this sort of grayish blob right here in the center. And that is a wonder projector of one of the fartfish. The flying fartfish. And that's what's making the blue haze that you see there. So you've got that blue smoke coming out and then white smoke. And then the yellow smoke from the fire barrels. That reminds me of a still I saw on Moonshiners. That's hilarious. Thanks, Flowery. I appreciate the compliment. All right, so yeah, so I've got lots of bubble pipes. I've got some bite beat cable, making that sort of, what do you call it? Sort of an energy barrier for the around the warp core to keep it stable. This one was a lot of fun to put together, but it was also kind of a bear. I think there's a lot of there's several things I'm not too keen about it. It's a little too cluttered for me. It's got some great aspects too. There's a little too much light in the room around it. Version 1 had less light around in the room, and all of the light was really focused on the warp core itself, and that made it stand out better. This one was pulled apart and put back together several times. I kind of struggled with how it was going to look, and I think I was trying a little too hard to make it work the way I had envisioned it. But again, I still do like a lot of aspects of it, so we'll see how it goes. I just need to think about what direction I want to take it before taking it back apart again. There's a couple of items I deleted just to see what I was dealing with and what I might want to do in its place. And this was very little glitching at all. Not a whole lot. It was just, I did get some cubes up here and pyramids, so I could glitch a few things into place where I exactly wanted them. So you could see up at the top the watertight doors and the that thing, the calcishroom. That's it. So those were kind of placed in that fashion, and then a lot of this was all hand placed. But it came together pretty well overall. So that is version 2. Hey OE, welcome in. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us today. Alright, I need to find... There we go. Just hit the save point right there. And now we're going to pop over to version 3.0. And like I said earlier, I have set the stage for it. But we're going to play around with it, see what we can figure out, what direction we can go in. And someone just subscribed. Don't know who it was. It's Streamlabs being Streamlabs again. It's not telling me what's going on. But whoever it was that subscribed, oh, there it goes. OE, hey, thanks OE. I appreciate that. And Frank Coldwell, thank you so much for also subscribing. And anyone else who subscribed and I just did not get the notification because, you know, Streamlabs. Oh no. Okay, wait a second. Oh, okay. All right. So let me get me out of the way here. Let's go into camera mode first. So I've done another sort of warp core room, but I'm trying for a different shape. I wanted to go, instead of like a vertical warp core, I was thinking about this sort of lateral, or I don't know if you would call that transverse, but this sort of horizontal designed warp core. But I was thinking earlier when I was in this room that I think I want it to be a little longer than this, like a really impressive long warp core kind of thing. So we might do that. Um, but I wanted to show this off. Uh, and you can see that, let me see, do I have the doorway? Can I go through here? Oh, and then go through here. And then we can go around to the outside. And you can see what I've got set up so far. So I've got mods on right now, so I can free size and I can have regular land-based objects in the freighter. And so I hand placed these new archways and then outfitted with, you can see how large the timber triple window is, just placed in there, and then another one over here. And they overlap at this column just like the salvaged arches do. They both overlap each other. And I felt like this was an interesting way to make a larger panel window. Um, Although making them this large, you can see that they really have they're pretty scratched up. Uh, that's not my favorite part about that, and I might need to rethink that because that's not as cool as it looked like before. This was altered in this last update because the glass was much more visible. It wasn't so cloudy and like really in need of a cleaning. Nice quoting yourself there, Zesty. All right. Okay, so yeah, that's. I just thought that would be fun to put on this end. Um, but I think I might want to change the place of that ramp outside because it's kind of blocking the straight on view through those windows. I just did the same on the back end as well. That had a single one going down the center, and I changed that to, because there's some back windows that you can see out as well. So this is super easy. All I need to do is add some more of these. Just take that, move it over there, copy it, move it over there. And then we can go back in and take a look to see how that appears. Oh, that's a much better view. Now, it doesn't matter so much on the sides, but that's just a much better view over the center of the bridge. And then off the back, I think we're going to pull this open. Oh, one of the things I did, so I've got the exterior catwalk, but then when I did that over here, you couldn't get as close to the window, so I traded it out for the platform. And that that allows you to be able to just walk right, pretty darn close. I'd extended, I tried to extend it a little bit farther out, but it put too much of it on the other side of the windows, and it just looked kind of goofy. Oh, there is a heist going. Hop on the heist train. Okay, let me move that out of the way a little bit. And come out here. This is going to be interesting, moving everything around. Okay. Oh yeah, I also put a landing pad on here because I thought it would just look neat. And that was just... Was that hand placed? I can't remember. No, I think that was glitched into place. Alright. Oops. I forgot. When the mods are in, I kind of need to go in and delete some of the doors first because they'll just sit there without otherwise. And so get that going. Delete this. Delete that out of the way. This too. Get rid of that door. I have to like really think about how this goes back together and how much more I want to adjust everything. Okay. Oh, we got stuck on the ceiling. There we go. Oh, right. I have to glitch this into place. It's so silly that this will not just attach to the side. It only goes up and down. It won't go to the side, nothing. Just up or down. So, again, since I have mods in, I can use all of these parts that you can't normally use. And actually, I think I want to extend this out a little bit more. And then try this again. And then that happens. Okay, gonna probably need to rethink those parts. Maybe. The other thing is I want to just check with how many of these are going across. where the center point is now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. And like, I don't even know how long I really want it to be, but it should be kind of like impressive, I think. That's kind of what I'm going for. All right, so, pulling out a lot here. Oops. Gotta put that back there so I can delete that. It's really easy to get your little character in the way of moving some of this stuff around. I'll just add an extra room here. And here. And we'll pull that this way. And that one this way. Nope, not that. Nope. Nope. Not quite. Rum for the fallen. Indeed, Zesty. Swimming with the Kraken. There we go. Alright, but I don't like that there, because that just does not work. But this will. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, that should be good, I think. All right. Yeah. Okay. And the cool thing I like about this is when I put the door here, so I got it merged just right. I got this at just the right height. It was just like this perfect, just blends in so nicely. Continue that way. And it doesn't protrude through the floor of that one either, which is nice. Oh, here we go. And I need the bulkhead door. Okay, that is the correct color. And then, so when you put the door in, it changes the little walk, and you've got this little purple pointed, almost arrow-like feature. And I just think that is super cool. It's very basic, super, like, nothing detail. And most people aren't ever going to see it, but I love how that looks. It's just a, silly little detail. All right. And I'll probably leave this open for now. It'll be easier to work in here um, if I need to get the camera away, the build camera away. It'll be easier to maneuver things around. This was a little bit of a chore. It wasn't too bad, um, but it has a nice effect. That sort of zigzaggy purple neon all the way around the top. And then there's just one interruption where I couldn't get it to quite work right without causing other issues. But it covers up the little corner up there of the doorway. So I like it. I like how it turned out. Okay. Um, Another thing I did earlier was both levels had the regular rooms on it, but I switched the bottom to corridors. And I think I like that a little bit better. Oops. Okay, there's no door on the other side, so I need to delete the door. And then delete that. Okay. There is that. So I think I might do these corridors um, on the upper level as well. Too bad I can't wedge something right in there. Okay, probably a room there is going to be better. Oops. I keep missing it. Now the interesting thing is covering up this area. I didn't think about that a minute ago. Another thing I want to do, just drop you over there. So we've got 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. An odd number would have been a little bit easier because I wanted to make it'd be, oh man, it'd be really nice if I could make it just come out part of the way and not go all the way. Wonder if there's a solution for that, something that I can do. It would be cool to just like have like an interface station. Although that could be at one end and not worry about it being in the center. There's nothing that says that the warp core itself has to be perfectly symmetrical as it goes all the way down. So that's one thing I could do. Frank says, I will never have the patience or imagination for this building part of the game. It takes, I'll just say it, it takes a special kind of madness to to do this kind of thing. It just does. I'll just be honest with you there. Okay, I want to see what the corridors will look like up above here. Oh, I'm inside that one? I'm not inside it. Alright, I'm just going to delete one side. I'll leave that one as a room for now. Okay. All right. Does that look better? Or does that look better? I'll still put windows. Let's put a couple of reinforced windows up. I do like the openness of the other windows. Yo, Joyroth, welcome in. What's happening? Freighter time indeed. This is version 3.0. Trying to decide right now if I want to keep rooms around the border or corridors around the border. I kind of dig the corridor vibe because of all the open windows, but that could get a little too busy for the overall design. And then we're gonna want to do like a couple of these as well. They don't have to be like perfectly spaced out. Why? Oh, because it's got a window on it. Derp. So you can see the warp core from the other side. I think I like that better. Let's see what the other side looks like. Oops, wrong button. Can't really see much. Although that might make for a cool control room for the warp core. Which would be cool. Do I want to stick that on an end? Alright. Let's delete that out. Just see what happens when I do this. Oh, interesting. I can can see how that could cause problems later on. Oh, welcome, Lieutenant Dan. 651. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. And if you guys haven't already, please do hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, do that as well. I greatly appreciate it. It will really help me out with the algorithm. No, but just out of curiosity, what the hell does that look like all misplaced like that? Odd and interesting. That's what it looked like. Okay. So I'm kind of leaving this open, not just for ease of camera use, but who knows what that's going to end up looking like on the end as it all unfolds. And I don't want to have to keep redoing it constantly. So got that one's got a room on the end of it, which I kind of dig. And you can see the ramp, the closed in, the hell do you call that? The freighter glass stairs. Because I just like glass should be on a ship so you can see out. That's the way I feel. And let's see, we've got this doorway out here. Oh man, there's so many things I wish we could do, like collapse this rail so people could just walk up that as if it were in a whole other, just a regular old rampway kind of thing. Oh wait, that's a room. Okay, still haven't decided. We might need to come back to that and decide whether we're going to do corridors or rooms. Kind of dig the corridors a little bit better. Alright, so we've got that going. Drop a couple of reinforced windows here. And we're gonna make those a different color so it's super obvious which direction the front of the ship is in. So oh, that's hilarious. Let's give that a shot. You can always change the color later on. But I like having it very clear so you don't get turned around. I get turned around in my freighters all the time. So I like to put these little color-coded walls to let me know which direction is the front of the ship. And so I chose green for now because I usually on the inside I'll put green lights denoting the way to go to the front of the ship. So I've got green lights there and green lights over there, so I'm all the way over here and I can immediately see all the way across where the front of the ship is. Because like I've got 6 active save files, so that means I have 6 freighters and they're all configured a little bit to a very lot different. And so it helps to have visual cues as to which way I need to move to get to where I'm going. Hey there, Scott, rinse, repeat, welcome in. How's it going today? I hope you're doing well. So yeah, color coding very much helps you to navigate while you're in the freighter. And this is just a funny aside. If you're not familiar with this, this happens a lot. If you call your freighter in over a planet and then you go up to that freighter, um, it doesn't always happen immediately. Sometimes it's after you load in your save file again, but your freighter is now upside down and the planet is above you, so to speak. Kind of hilarious. Oh, look at that view. It kind of looks like a neat shot to take. So you know me, I'm going to stop everything and line up a shot or two. Because that's kind of one of my absolute favorite things to do in No Man's Sky is take pictures. Tens of thousands of pictures at this point. Okay, that's pretty fun. Okay. Oh wait, there was another picture that I thought might be interesting. And it might not. Nope, I decided it's not. I was going to zoom in on the ghost ship, and I don't know. I liked it at first, but now I don't like it, so we're going to skip that. That's extended out too far, and this might connect to some other kind of apparatus outside into this area, kind of an extension of the whole Warpcore system of the ship. I'm glad you are doing fine, Scott. Okay, so this is the part that I'm unsure of how to proceed. So what I'm going to do is take this, we'll drop it over there, drop a couple of these just for ease of being able to glitch as things progress. And we'll have to, let's see, how many do we have again? 16? 1, 2. Yes, 16. So we're going to, okay, and that's lined up that way. And that's lined up that way. Oh, that's weird. Oh, what? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is like lined up with the center line between these two. And I would have thought that would have landed one on either side. odd. Okay. All right. That's interesting. But for now, this is our center. So let me dig through the parts for a minute and kind of study things, and we'll kind of figure out what we might put in here. There's so many possibilities. And sometimes I just like to throw a thing at the thing just to see what it do. It can be difficult to envision what goes here without just throwing some parts at it and seeing how it goes. This would be interesting, but it might be a little too large. What if we did this? Because you just never know until you try. Get us a refiner going at Lantidium. That's why I have all these pyramids in different places. It's just so I don't have to swing the camera around so much. Okay, that's what I was afraid of. They are not going the same direction. Well, and what I mean by that is that they're not twisted the same. You can see they're kind of, that one goes around, although that could be interesting if they were a little bit closer. So we're going to put a couple of these back. All right. Again, we're just seeing what it looks like. Oh, that's... The only thing I don't like is that it covers up that center crystal part. And that's why it would be good if they were both facing the same way. I like the way they interlock like this. That's pretty dope. But it hides too much of what it's really got going for it, and that's that spinny crystal. Okay. So let's take those back out. Take one more back out this way. And then we're going to try to, and this isn't always easy, we're going to try to rotate. It used to be really easy to do this. You just sit this and you hit the rotate button and it would spin around. But now it don't do that. So Oh. Okay, that does not... That's not the direction we're looking for. Okay. I know. Let's try this. Nope, still not spinning around. Okay. I've got it. Let's see how this gets into place. Not sure what direction that's going to locate in. Oh, stuck inside the object. Okay, so I need to spin that 90 degrees. Okay, there we go. And again, we're going to spin that 90 degrees. Back the other way. Okay. All right. That's interesting. Oh, heading to the gym, Krusty. All right. Thank you for dropping in and playing moderator for me for a while today. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Pardon me just a minute. I need to get a beverage. Okay, that's a little better. Throat so dry. Okay, we've got this going. We need something kind of in the middle. Some kind of fusion point, as it were. What have we got? Let's see. think at some point it would be interesting to try to come up with some kind of organic looking warp core. That would be a blast, I think. Just trying to figure out some kind of center point. Just want to see what something like this would look like. That might float in a weird place that's not quite right. Hard to get that kind of centered, and from this angle. And okay, that's what I thought. It's interesting, but again, it just covers up that pink crystal, and we want to emphasize that, not cover it up. Okay. What do I have for wonder projectors? Oh, there it is. Wonder projector. Oh, that's way too big. And way too dark. What does that look like? Okay, that's pretty trippy. It's a little too ghosty. That'd be good for some other applications, though. Whoa. That puts out some light. Holy shit. I'm gonna have to keep this in mind for another base. And it's not like blinding, but damn is it a lot of light. The heck? What does this one that's kind of similar look like? Oh, same thing. Alright, if you encounter this and make it a wonder, like look at all that orange glow. It's making literally everything orange. Okay, that's too much. That would be cool to like put in like a big forest, put some of those around and really light up the canopies of the massive trees. That would be killer. Got room for two other things, but I can't imagine what I would put in there. It's always worth trying out. And I'll keep my eye out on this save file for something that could be used. Okay. Let's see what we've got for this pocket reality generator. too small, but interesting, and not centered very well. And that's kind of obviously in the way. But I could... Oh, let's see if we can make it much larger and right in the center. So, how are we going to do that? All right, we're going to do that right there. Put an extra cube in its place. I passed. Where did it go? Oh, yeah. Nope. Wrong one. There we go. Okay, so now that we've got that there, make sure I can free place it. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. It sinks down into... Oh, that's not cool, man. Okay, so let's delete that for now. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it out. It's really weird that the wire point on this one is misshapen. Oh, dang it. Hit the wrong button. I meant to copy it. Okay, it's showing green stated, so I can pick that up and it should green state again. But it's not. Okay. Okay, free placement enabled. This is not cooperating the way I'd hoped. Oh, that's... It's sitting up there. That's not what I want at all. Delete that. Free placement. And I think it's going to be down here. Oh, no, I think it's a little bit lower, but let's just put it here for now. Oh, we're getting closer. Okay. This is the kind of thing I go through for a lot of builds, and if you've seen APG, then you definitely know what I'm talking about here. APG's Action Pants Gaming, he ducked in a little bit earlier, and he goes through lots of iterations of trying to get it just right, trying out every method known to place the object right where you want it. And it's super difficult to guesstimate where this is going to go. Now, the trick is, did it actually work? I don't think it did. I think it needs to be a little over, but we're going to give this a shot anyway. 4, 5. Leave that one there to mark our place. Copy that. Go to wire mode. Oh, and now that is blocking our way. Okay. Okay, there we go. Just gotta tuck it right back behind there. I tell you, the things that we do to do some of these bases is pretty wild. Alright, gotta make that go over. It's having trouble. It's getting all tweaky on me. Yeah, not quite. Look at that. But we're getting closer. And I believe that it's an avenue worth pursuing. But, you know, who knows? It might get halfway there and go, nope, that's not going to cut it. Let's try another part to stick it onto, and hopefully that will get us where we're going. Actually, let's do a short concrete wall. And actually, let's try this a little different way. Delete that. Delete that. And we're going to go with the thin concrete wall. Actually, no, not the thin concrete wall. We want a center line on it to make it easier to place that reality generator. And let's see here. Which of these has a pretty good center line? Okay, the thin stone wall has a good center line on it. Okay, why are you not cooperating? No, that's not what I wanted at all. Once again. There, that's what we're going for. Make sure we can green state that. We want free placement. I don't think that really made a difference. It's still sunken in pretty deep. Yeah, that's actually a little bit worse. It should have... Yep, that's actually worse, and it's too low. Okay, so this is where we need to pull out some interesting stops. And let's attach that up there. We're going to grab that. back over to the short one. Delete that. Put that there. And then move this there. So I've just moved this over half of a short stone wall over, and maybe that will be the right place to move that to. So I'm going to leave that in place just in case. Alright, that's not how we want that to go. Getting some of these parts lined up just right. You can see it's kind of off from where I wanted it to be earlier. Free placement enabled. And let's put it right. Let's try this right here. And I'm making a mental note how high up on that wall that little beam of light hits, in case I need to adjust it further, if I need to go up or down. Okay, we are closer than we were, but we need it to go up a little bit more. There we go. Jackson Rocks, welcome in and thank you for the subscription. I greatly appreciate that. Hope you're doing well today and welcome in. Okay. Alright, it still needs to go up a little bit higher. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe, please do that. It certainly helps me out with the algorithm. It is greatly appreciated. Oh, so close. Okay. Couple more iterations, hopefully, and we'll be there. Painstakingly. Alright, are we there yet? Look at that. That's pretty darn close. Okay, so what I'm going to need to do is grab that, snap place it up there, and once again, free placement. Got to make sure that's engaged properly. holding my breath. Just realized I was doing that. It's not easy getting that lined up. Pretty close going that way. Pretty good going that way. Okay, that's cool. All right, I'm gonna leave. Let's put. Oh yeah, that's not gonna. All right, we'll do that. I remember enough of that. Okay, so now we're gonna grab this again. Rotate that around. See if we can get a little bit closer up in there. And hopefully I've rotated this to just the right direction. Oh man, so close. I think it needed another half wall. But that looks pretty cool. It's really subtle. It's not too much to look at. It's not that this could work. This could work. Now, can I reach that inside there to pull it back out? No. Okay, I'm going to have to delete that. And we're going to try it with that other half wall. Or another distance. So we started out back here. That didn't work. Put it over here in the middle. That almost worked. So let's try this, and that might be just the distance we need. I'm gonna get a better one that has an actual center point on it. And we're gonna do this. Let's try this one more time. Okay. So I just switched the places of those two. It made it easier for me to place the longer one on the top of this half wall. Okay, we're still in free place mode. And we want it just a little bit. Wait a second. Trying to really pay attention to the height of that, because I don't want to change it too much more than it already is. Alright, that is not in the free place mode. There we go. that gonna do it for us? No, now that's too much over. Okay. This is starting to get a little frustrating. It is not cooperating now. It's also sitting in a different spot, it looks like, than it was before, which... Okay, that's weird. And while I'm doing this, if anyone has questions uh, about some of the techniques that I'm using, feel free to ask, and I'll take a look to see what other people are saying. Whoa, placeable star map. Okay, so it's okay. Keep in mind that I am running mods right now. So the mods are allowing me to put like regular terrestrial parts on my freighter. So keep that part in mind. You can still use a bunch of terrestrial parts in your freighter. It just takes like a series of glitches to do it. The mod just takes the middleman out of that and makes it a lot easier to put some of those parts in here to play around with. Um, Missed an update. Welcome in, Blackout Boy V's. I hope I said that right. So there was an update not too long ago, the beacon update. If you are familiar with the beacon update, then you're pretty much up to speed. Again, I'm running some mods to make some of this stuff possible, and so we're just trying to get this Warpcore idea going, and I can't seem to get the distance quite right on this. But I'm going to see what this looks like again anyway, just because why not? And I am using a number of glitch building techniques in order to get this to happen. So you normally can't use this wire point technique on a freighter at all. Oh, that is so close. I don't want to do two of them either. So I might just try something else in the center, because I'll have to think about how that is in there. And oh, you know what? Actually, I just thought of something I could do. There's a micro adjustment I can make on where this is positioned. So I'm going to pick that up and move it back there for now. And okay, that's in the way. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, so there's a way to make a micro adjustment, and again, this is like a terrestrial part kind of glitch, and we'll use this will be easier. We'll need the small stone triangle, and we'll need the small stone panel. Alright, so the idea is that we're going to do what's called the universal adjacency glitch. And so I'm going to copy this triangle, and then I'm going to put it in my cache. So in order to do that, so I'm on PC, and I'm using a PlayStation 5 controller. So what I'm going to do is hit the triangle and square button together, and it's going to cache that object in in the ether, I guess. So then I'm going to copy the stone triangle, or the stone square. And I'm paying close attention to how um, to what the corners look like in order to decide which direction that the triangle needs to end up in at that point. So next what I'm going to do, since I copied that square, moved it over here, I'm then going to hit the triangle and the right trigger. That is toggle wire and place object respectively. So when I hit those at just the right time, it replaces that square with the triangle. So unfortunately, I have put that in the wrong direction. So I need to delete that back out and then start over, copy this again, put it in the cache, grab the square, and then I need to, let's see, how did I rotate that? I think this is the correct way. Nope, that's the same way I did before, so now I know for sure because I wasn't quite paying attention the way I should have. Okay. And there we go. So I've done a micro adjustment and essentially moved this over, I think that's 1/6 of a tile. So you can see how close they are together. And so I moved that back just a little bit. So using that, we're going to try to do this again. We're going to delete that out. I'm going to find one of these that has a better center point on it to make it a little easier. Okay, that's got a great center point. So now I can just move this out of the way. There's a small chance I might need it again. So I'll put it off to the side while I delete that one. So now we've got this going for us right now. Hey, Sergeant Belson, welcome in. Mods on No Man's Sky, you madman. Yeah, a little bit. Madness is definitely involved in this, in the decision-making process for all of this. Free placement enabled. Move this over. And let's see if this gets us any closer to our final destination. Because I might need to do another micro adjustment back. And this looks like it's almost in the exact same place it was before, which is weird. That's alright. We're going to do this anyway because, you know, we need to see if we're making progress on this. Oh, that is so close. That is so close to center. But this is kind of what we're trying to gun for here. Yo, double tab. Good to see you again. Sit up above here, take a look at how things are lining up. Pretty darn good. Not perfect, but you know, not too shabby at all. So I think we're going to do another micro adjustment. And see if we can get this on a roll. And there we go. So again, I just moved it over that micro movement again. And so I can delete, oops. I deleted that by accident. That's not cool. I need to figure out what size I had that at. Alright. Where are we? We are over here. Back up a little bit. Pocket reality generator. And so to get this in the direction that I was going to before, and you can most easily do this on a terrestrial build, is you've got your part right there, and it's not going to place in that direction. It'll place up here, just going straight up and down. But if you want to go upside down or off to the side, then you're just going to want to hit the triangle button, go to, and that's toggle wire, and then hit the toggle wire and place object, and it places it on the side. You can do the same thing upside down. So next what I want to do is make sure that it is in free place mode. So if I just pick it up, it's red stated when it's on its side. So I'm going to drop that, put it back. So I'll copy that, and you see it's green stated on the side. So you need to make sure it says free placement enabled. And that will make sure that you've got it the way you need it. So then you back out of that, but that mode now has moved over to the current object that you're working on. So now I can do this, and now I can scale it up, and hopefully I've got it close to, okay, I think that's kind of where I had it before. Come back here, line it up on this wall again, and now I've changed how the wall is in relation to everything, so this is kind of taking a stab at it and hoping that it works out for the best. You can also adjust things laterally if you need to. Alright, now I gotta remember where I'm putting this in case I need to move it again. Okay, it needs to come down a little bit. Not too bad. Hey, shock and awe. Welcome in. Glad you could join us today. What's up, Dash, you crazy builder, you? Just trying another insane Warpcore design. Thanks for the like button shout out, OE. I appreciate that. Okay. We should still be in free placement mode. Yep. Let's drop that down. I'm going to make that a little bit larger. Okay. Let's see how that works. lower and larger. Okay. Okay, now we're getting close. Okay. I think I see where to shift this to. Alright, so close. Okay, down below that little part right there. Alright, let's give that a shot. Let's see how this looks. Hopefully we are closer to where we need to be. It's making it a little harder to squeeze this part down in here. Oh, there we go. Up close and personal. That just makes it easier to put this in the correct place, which is nice. Oh man, how do I do a half of a half? It is so close, I can't believe it's just that small of a sliver back the other direction? Seriously? Why didn't the other one work? The other one should have worked. In order to get halfway there, the other one should have worked. Alright. Okay. Not sure what's going on here, but there is an odd thing happening with how this is going together. Alright, so, oops. Okay. Super weird that it's acting up. It's not consistently moving over the same width as I need it to move over. Okay, we're on free placement. Alright. Let's try once again. So look, like, what the hell, man? It's moving over. It's not wanting to center. Like it should. This distance right here is equal to the distance that it should have moved over. But for whatever reason, it is not moving over that distance. It's kind of skipping around. Okay, I'm going to try deleting that. Do this one more time. Free placement enabled. And drop it in. That is so weird. I'm gonna try this because this might be a little more telling as to what's happening here. So I'm gonna leave that one there. I'm gonna copy this. Oh, it's not. Nope, that's not gonna work to do it. I was hoping that it would. It's running into the hitbox of the other one, so it's not going to place correctly. But what I will do is take it below there and drop it in. See, now it looks like it's going to where it's supposed to go. Let's try this here. This is what we call NMS being NMS. No Man's Sky will just randomly do shit like this. And it's just inexplicable. Okay, actually the bottom one is working. Now it's like where it should be. That is ridiculous and kind of hilarious. But they're sitting at the same depth now? But they're... okay. They're not exactly the same. One of them is also angled a little differently. So that could be part of what's going on. It's not perfectly straight. Okay, so... what happens? Stick that aside. What happens if we drop it in from this side? Where does that go? Okay, that's way too far back. Alright, that's not gonna work. Okay. And it's one of those things where you just keep trying it again until it kind of works out. Most of the time you can eventually get it, and sometimes you just have to try a different tack altogether. You can end up having to change your whole formulation for how you originally thought you wanted to do it just because it's not cooperating. So I swear that was a little bit over right before I put that other part, because now it's off center again. So strange. You are right, Shakana. It is witchcraft in a manner of speaking. And like Streamlabs is not really pinging me as often as it should when people subscribe. So if you have subscribed, I really appreciate that. That's awesome for you to want to spend some of your time with me. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Okay. So I swear this was in a different spot a minute ago. I don't get it. I don't understand what's happening. But again, that's No Man's Sky being No Man's Sky. So I think I'm going to try just one other little trick up my sleeve free placement. Pick that up as if I'm just going to put it down in the exact same spot, but I'm going to make it a little bit larger. And see if it will bridge that gap. Okay. Right now, the edge of that is going that far into the pink crystal. It could stand to go a little bit lower, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, toggle to free placement. Okay, so right there is where that blue shield goes. I'm just like keeping a close eye on where exactly that is. Come over here and let's do the thing. Okay. It is so close. It is so very close. We might actually call it that for right now. Okay. That is super close. We might leave it there for now. And what I'm going to do is take this piece, move it over a bit in case I need to pull that back out later. And then I'll just delete all of this. Okay, I can't reach that one. Oh, I can reach it down here. There. Take all this out. And this is what we've got so far. Not bad. Not bad at all. You can see the purple crystals spinning around, counter-rotating against each other. You've got the purple neon cutting across the screen. Thanks, Dashboard Devil. Going to pop over and watch Marty do some Fallout 76. Right on. That sounds awesome. Say hey to Marty for me. And you have a good one, OE. We'll catch you next time. Okay, so we've got that part. That's pretty dope. And you know, I'm liking it now, but later on as things progress, I might decide to shift it completely in another direction. But I'll definitely have this as a way to remember what it used to be in case it's relevant for another build. All right, so what else can we do next? What color is that? Okay. What does this purple look like? Yeah, if you haven't noticed, I do like to work in purple. And I'm very thankful that we have so many cool purple colors to choose from in No Man's Sky. Let's see. I want to put that there. Take these two out. Because I want to try something. I want to get one of these antenna. And this is just a simple wire glitch. And if you are joining us relatively recently, I am running mods. So I can place all of these parts in my freighter. I'm on PC, and I don't know. There's probably 7 or 8 different mods that I'm using. Only three of them are pertaining to putting these particular build parts on the freighter. I've also got like a jetpack mod and a few other things like that. And I'm just experimenting with ways to extend this design on. Okay. And so we're just playing with how this could look. Getting in some more of that neon purple flow in the mix. And essentially what I've done is I've scaled up that antenna, flipped it around so you can see more of that bulky base. The only thing is it covered up our purple crystal completely. So we're going to take that out, put it down there. And we're going to copy this out, move it in this direction. And see about putting it over here instead. Okay, that's a little bit better. It would be even better if it met with the base over there. It's pretty close, but not quite as good as I'd like it to be. Yep, purple and black does work very well, shock and all. Mods, you're cheating. Now it all makes sense. I'm a dirty modding cheater. And you can too. Well, you know, if you're on PC. Okay. Let's delete that. And I'm basically, instead of snap placing that, I'm free placing it just above the other one and scooting it this way a little bit. Another technique for just moving things incrementally over. hopefully that works. That's a little closer than it was before. So delete that. Move this back. Oop, that was right on the edge. You can also rotate it around. Okay, that's pretty cool. What does it look like without that cube? Look at that. Okay. That's kind of cool. Okay, I like how this is progressing. But it's still like sometimes you get it going and it's like so close, but it just like needs something else. Needs to move over a little bit. I think I got that to about where I want it. Let's try this again. Oh, a little too high. And back a little bit farther. And basically what I did just there was kind of flip it around till it got to free placement again. Alright, so that's half one over, and I think that's about where we want it. Sometimes it's difficult to get. It's not. Oh, okay, I need to delete that. The hitboxes are very weird, and it's kind of a pain to get everything used to lining up right. But it gets there eventually. And I just need to adjust that a little bit. It's a little wonky. That's a little better. Still not quite where I want it. Okay. Delete that. Make sure that's free placement. Bring that back. Delete that. Okay. It's a whole process doing some of this stuff. Okay, it didn't sink in any differently. There's something, some other hitbox. Oh, I see. I think I see what's going on here. It's going off of this instead of this up here. So it basically has not budged in that direction because this needs to budge into that direction. Okay, so need that to go there. Make sure that's in free placement. And then I need to slide this way. So, sure, while I am doing all of this with mods, in some ways, sure, it's a little cheaty, but the actual work into doing stuff like this doesn't change much. In fact, it can be more difficult to actually place all of these parts. Everything is a fine-tuning, everything has to be micro-adjusted. And so while it has made the basic part of how parts go together easy, it's still difficult to put everything in. And this is kind of glitching. Okay. Okay, let's see if that worked. That's better. That's way better. Now the trick is trying to duplicate all of that on this other side. That's the thing that can get you sometimes. It's like, look at all those, the way they're moved just slightly out from each other. And then you got to do that to this side over here. So that's when I like to come around, take a snapshot of this in case I decide to do something different. And it's a reminder to go back and look at the video at this point in case I missed something in trying to do the other side. And it's, I must say, it's coming along pretty nicely. Okay, so what I will often do at a point like this, instead of immediately duplicating it on that other side, is letting that sit there while I kind of extrapolate out what else is going on here. And so this row right here is maintaining where this would normally be. So, so I'll put one of these off to the side. And these are like kind of markers where I can pull it back in later on to add add a part back if it ends up needing to get deleted for other reasons. So there's a whole complex mapping system of all of the scaffolding in order to replace things that were put in an odd spot to begin with. So what I would like to do here, ooh, what would this look like? So this is one of those autophage things, but you can do fun stuff with kind of flipping it around and shrinking it down. The hitbox is a little too strong for that, so I might look at it other parts that might be equally as interesting. Oh, snap. Okay. Just remembered what could be going on in here. What I could be putting it up here. Uh-oh. Oh no. I might have screwed myself. And this is why we do scaffolding. So what I think I might have done is sometimes these cubes will cause a cascade deletion. Oh, it did not delete the generator. Sweet. Okay, so I can put that back. No worries. Sometimes those will remove other objects that they're attached to when you remove them. The cubes do. So let's see here. We want to go over to, I just had it. Where did the part go? I think I was moving everything too quickly and overlooked it. Which is a thing I do. There we go. And we'll get a pyramid, and we're going to do like we've done before, and we're doing a universal adjacency glitch. I don't think that's going to be, I think that's going to cover up too much of that crystal. Oops. Oh, interesting. It does cover up a bit of the crystal. I think it obscures just a little too much. It looks cool as fuck, though. Gotta run, Dash. Take care. Catch you later, Shakana. What's up, Shogunai? How are you doing today? You're gonna need Geordie LaForge up in that thing. Yep. I need only the best. Only the best engineer will do for this warp core. think I'm gonna need to pull that anomaly seal out of there. Not quite. Okay, this is kind of a trick to... So there's my little avatar over there. I'm in camera mode. I'm on the other side of an object. Disengage the camera mode and then re-engage it. If you do it just right, you are now inside this group of objects. And if you do it just right, you can get in there and delete an object that is stuck. Oh, that was so close. So you just got to keep on trying. It's also the way you can get your camera to look under the terrain when you're down on a planet or moon. Oh, shot me out the wrong direction. It's a little weird and glitchy sometimes. You just keep on trying, and eventually you can get in there and delete out that part. Oh, I had it. I had it. It highlighted and everything, but oh, there it goes. There we go. That's how you do it. Okay. Take out that cube. Take out this cube. And we'll put the anomaly seal a little bit back. It's not going to glow in the same spot as we kind of want it, but at least it won't be covering up that purple crystal. And there it is. Grab the pyramid. Do that again. Oh, that's pretty dope. Okay. Hahaha. It'd be nice if we could have gotten that like right in the center. But having it on either side is still really cool. Okay, I am liking that so far. I wonder, oh, you know what I could do I didn't think about before? I could have, like, in the center here, another object underneath that comes up, and within that object is an anomaly seal that makes this all purplized and rainbowy like that. still want to try to get... I need to play with my graphics a little bit more. I started tweaking things today. I hit this HDR on a little bit. And man, it makes the colors really robust. Like it really... It really makes things bright and deep. Really, the colors are a lot more intense. But the only thing is that it messes with the sky. Not so much space, but when we were done on the planet earlier, it was really messing with the sky. No, it's fine right now. Man, that's bright though. Woo! Holy cow, that's bright. I don't know. I need to continue to play around with it. Along with the building mods, I've got a jetpack mod that allows me to just like fly just about everywhere to a point. And that'll still happen. I don't have a mod that'll protect me from that. Alright, so what have we got there? Okay, this is starting to come along. We've got that going. Wonder if there's another part. Jeeves, like the HDR like really makes that all of that pop super bright. Okay, is there something else that we can use? What else do we have for... Get the void receptor dish. Got crystal antennas. Which could be interesting to utilize in a different way. What do we got here? Okay, that's not... Hitbox is in the way. Okay. Ooh, what's the bubble duck gonna look like? Nope, bubble duct. That looks interesting, but it's too small. I would need to expand that out a bit. It looks like it's buried inside the hitbox of the antenna. So, and the antenna is a little bit off center. That's all right. This is all just you know, seeing what works, figuring it out, and then adjusting it along the way. Stuck on that hitbox again. Too bad we can't just like get these to place that and like snap at that size. That would be so fantastic. And since that's an upscaled object, I can't. Oh, that's tough. How could I do these bubble pipes expanded, wrapped around the outside of the antenna? That I'm going to have to ponder on. There's got to be I know that there's going to be a way to do it. It's just a matter of how much sanity I need to lose in order to figure it out. I think that's what it really comes down to. Some of this stuff, you definitely lose some sanity points trying to figure out how to put these things together. And sometimes the solution doesn't come for months down the line, if ever. But I know that there's got to be a way to incorporate this in that'll look pretty dope. I mean, that does look nice, but it needs more. I want it to be beefier on the sides than it is. Like it's really beefy in the middle here. And I might do some kind of support structure underneath each of the refiners just to give it that to give it that immersion, that feeling that it could actually be a real object that you're standing under and not just like this sort of unbalanced, weird looking thing that doesn't look like it could possibly exist ever. I do like to anchor my builds in some kind of reality that looks like it could be a real object. And it could be something where let's see, what could we do about there we go, that way. And okay. There's got to be something. There's got to be a part that can kind of bridge the gap. Just throwing stuff out there. See, just oops, wrong one. Just to see what could possibly work here. Wait, is that the direction I want it to go in? It's not the direction I wanted it to go in. But it also doesn't look terrible. That does not look terrible. But it's also not doing exactly what I want it to do. Okay, too many hitboxes. That's not going quite right. So one thing I had an idea for was making some sort of object in this area right here that's kind of larger. And then we have something like this going in the corners. Like this. And then how's that gonna go? Round. Okay. Take that out. Remove all these superfluous things. Copy that. And then just slap these in the corners, just like going the other direction. And so you got this much more massive looking structure that actually looks like it could somewhat support this centerpiece. But it's a little moved over. Let's see what this looks like. This might be... Oh. That's not going to quite work. Is that going to quite work? No, it's not even... but that will allow me to line it up kind of the way it needs to be. And then you can see that purple crystal a little better. Okay, it needs to be a little lower. Still a little lower. But you kind of get the idea. And then from there, I could do more bubble tubes per chance. Yeah, that could actually work. I'd need to do a little bit more finagling with this, but I think that could work. In fact, let's give that a shot. Okay. think I've got an idea to make this interesting. Okay, what are we doing here? Let's see. Okay, I gotta get rid of that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create little wire snap points. We're gonna go here, down to here. And then I can just glitch objects onto these points. If you are unfamiliar with that, I will show you what I'm talking about. Just running wires down. And in doing so, we've got a place where we can snap a bunch of pieces together. So we'll go back over to our antenna. Where'd that go? There we go. And so we go to toggle wire mode, which is the triangle button on the PlayStation controller. And then you hit toggle wire again with place object, which is the right trigger. And then you just drop that onto that point. And then once that's there, you can then say, well, I'm going to grab a bubble pipe and do the exact same thing. And now that that's there, you can just put that together. If it'll go to the right, there we go. And so you got that action happening. And drop one over there, one over there. Delete these, because I might still need those as reference points. Drop that there, drop that there. Delete that one, delete that one. So then we're going to grab an antenna again. I'm going to cache that. Delete another section of that. Copy. Oh, nope, that's going in the wrong direction. All right, so let's do this again. Copy an antenna. Copy a pyramid. Oh, not cooperating. Let's try this again. Cache the antenna. There we go. And so now you've got them pretty much perfectly aligned. So then I can copy that. There. Like so. And come back and delete that one. And we'll try it again on this other side. Grab that pyramid. did not take. There we go. And you got this perfect merge. And it's a a point where you don't have to have that purple crystal because there's so many other things going on that it's creating this cool effect right here. You can see the purple crystal through the bubble tube. And sometimes partially hiding an object can just give you a whole new vibe altogether. And it's okay that you're not seeing that thing that you thought was the only main attraction to that part. Okay. That looks pretty dope. And just like before, we do that again. Snap that into place. And then the rest of them will just fit on there. We'll just automatically snap to it. You just have to get the right angle. And snap the fourth one. Oops. There we go. All right. I can delete those. Delete those. Copy that antenna. And we do this all over again. Let's take a look at what that looks like underneath. Oh yeah. That's cool. That is cool. All right, we'll finish up this one over here. All right. Oh, I already had that one over there. Dork. There we go. How does that look up there? Actually, I think we'll keep those bubble tubes in that spot. And I'm going to try to curve this set up here at the top. Curve them down. There we go. See if that... maybe not. It's worth a shot to look at. Okay, that's looking pretty cool. So the trick from here is to figure out how to get these objects down here to kind of blend together so that it looks like it's a cohesive sort of almost real world object. And that's kind of the trick for this part to go forward with. Okay. We've gotten pretty good distance with this, and it's really different than I had originally imagined it. I'm liking the progress. I still want to clean up this area with something. I'm not sure what. To move that there, get that out of the way, delete that. I want to see how much actual room I'm working with here. And there might be some like control panel kind of, or something kind of going on here, or maybe something like this. Something to end cap that off so that it looks more natural again. You know, we want there to be some kind of immersion, some kind of believability in some of these crazy builds that that are out there. That's probably not going to work, but you know, it's a start. That kind of thing leads to a better idea of what that could look like. It's just about mashing parts together and seeing what works. I do love how the color balance, we've got the primarily purple and blue here, a little bit of red, and then as it goes down we have that tiny bit of red. Just as you go down you see little bits of red, and then you get all of this orange and red throughout here, and it's not as intensely purple, like the purple kind of fades out. So I do like how that kind of flow of color is happening for us right now. And it's looking pretty cool. I am pretty happy with this. Okay, but I think this is where we're going to end it for today. I'm going to check to see who else is on right now, because it'd be great to just shuffle a bunch of people over and help out another streamer. I can't do an actual raid yet. It's kind of a sort of not really raid. Let's see, who is doing some No Man's Sky right now? I think KJ went live with some No Man's Sky. Let's see here. Let's share KJ's link. And let's see if this did it right. If I did it right here. If you guys could go over to KJ and say hi, give a little Dashboard Devil raid, and show some love to another No Man's Sky streamer. If you could do that, that would be super awesome of you. I'd greatly appreciate if you hopped over there right now and gave a like. And I appreciate everyone spending some of your very valuable time with me. Uh, I appreciate it greatly. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the subscribes. And uh, I'll be back on again next Tuesday. Occasionally, I'll do an extra weekend stream or super late night Thursday stream. So take a look out for that. Ring the bell so you get those notifications. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day or night. And thank you so much. Now, like I said, hop over to KJPC Gaming and give a like and say hi. Uh, Thanks again. Till next time, we'll see you later. If I can find the off button.